Captain Marvel is Marvel's attempt of doing a Superman-like hero. Both characters are similar in power and what they stand for, which is being all good. And while I was watching Captain Marvel, it seemed like the film was trying to be a statement of intent on how you write a character that is very powerful. A message to DC on how you do it. And it seemed to go down well with the critics, with the general consensus being positive. But Captain Marvel fails in the same places as DC's Man of Steel, yet one seems to be better received than the other. However, Captain Marvel and Man of Steel both suffer from their heroes having no depth or character growth. In the beginning of the movie, Captain Marvel is the exact same person at the end. The only thing she learns throughout the movie is she is actually human and not part of Cree. This is a problem because we never see Captain Marvel grow as a character, thus making her boring and one-dimensional. When we look at the beginning of the movie, she trains with Yonrog, who tells her to fight without using her power, because this will make her less reliant on the power, but more on her own fighting ability. Fast forward to the end where she faces him again one-on-one. And what does she do? She does the same move from the start of the movie by using her power. This right here sums up her character growth. During my Man of Steel character analysis, I hark on the idea of mistakes being an integral part of an origin, because it allows our characters to grow into their superhero alter ego. However, Captain Marvel never makes mistakes, thus never learns and grows. Compare that to Bruce Wayne in Batman Begins, who throughout the movie makes mistakes and learns from them. A great example of this is the moment where he learns about stealing. Bruce begins to steal food because he is hungry, and in those moments he learns about the frailties of right and wrong.
When you lived among the criminals, did you start to pity them?
The first time I stole so that I wouldn't starve. Yes, I lost many assumptions about the simple nature of right and wrong.
He understands that criminals aren't always evil, but desperate. This learning experience guided Bruce to be different from Ra's al Ghul and even Gotham's police. Compare that with Captain Marvel, who was brainwashed into a wall and is then told that she was on the wrong side. Her learning experience was someone telling her she was doing wrong. She didn't find that answer by taking action, but instead being passive in the situation. This was similar to Superman, who was told by Pa Kent about how to use his power. The two characters never experienced the result of failure that leads them into becoming their superhero alter ego and defining what they stand for. What is frustrating with Captain Marvel is she is too perfect. She was perfect before the accident on the plane, and she's perfect after with her powers. This is the same problem with Superman in Man of Steel. Clark always makes the right choices, from saving people on a sinking bus to saving workers from an oil fire. But when there is a decision that results in failure, it is out of his hands because he is forced to take a certain action. For example, with Pa Kent's death and the killing of Zod. The problem with Captain Marvel that is similar to Man of Steel is that the stakes are too high and it becomes hard to emotionally connect with. Nothing in the movie affects Captain Marvel, so why would I care? If she failed her mission to rescue the Namekians, who would it affect? Would it affect Captain Marvel? Probably not, because the character never changes throughout the movie. Would it affect Nick Fury? Probably not, because he would still have created the Avengers Initiative. So who does it affect? It affects the Namekians, but by that point I lost all interest in them. Instead, Captain Marvel's friend Maria should have been the one in danger because she has an emotional connection with her. What would I sacrifice to save someone I love is a lot easier to connect with than what would I do if I realised I was brainwashed and fighting on the wrong side against aliens and now the aliens are asking me for help to get to another planet. The threat is too big to put yourself in their shoes. Just like Man of Steel, where the planet being destroyed is too big to connect with. Captain Marvel felt like it was supposed to be a statement on how to make a movie about a character this powerful. But just like Man of Steel, they couldn't get the character story right. Both characters are too perfect, and instead of showcasing the responsibilities of wielding immense power, it made me realise that superhero movies aren't good because they are superheroes, but people trying to be heroes. And along the way, they too make mistakes, because they are like us, who follow emotions over reason, who give up when it gets hard, but in the end, then realise we can all make a difference, even without power. But here's the thing, Captain Marvel did do something right. It knew its target audience. I have no doubt that the target audience for this movie wasn't for me or even for you, but for little kids aged 13 and younger. And I know this because of the experience I had in the movie theatre. My screening was full of teenagers and older, but there was this one kid sitting one seat next to me that was having a blast with the movie. He laughed at the scenes with the cat, he laughed at the jokes, and by the end of the movie seemed like he was loving life. This is because I am not the target audience, but the children who will grow up with the new batch of Avengers. My Avengers is Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, and so on. My Avengers is coming to an end, and Marvel knows that it's time to start marketing to the next batch of moviegoers, which is to the kids of the first Marvel Cinematic moviegoers. And I respect that. Nothing in life goes on forever, and maybe this movie is telling me that it is time for me to move on and give the next Marvel generation their time to enjoy their movies. So even though the movie was bad for me, it seemed for the next generation of fans, it was a marvel of a time for them.